Last time on Almost Heroes.
Episode 12, Family Matters, basically picking up where we left off of having the combat interaction with the assassin that had attacked Constable Chav, had assassinated Brongrim, which we discovered was Rangrim's daughter. It all ends with Kazmo having to square up against Sigrit in the fight for Boulderfist because Kazmo, thanks to Rangrim's perfect match of a seal, was able to forge a letter opposing himself, basically inheriting Brongrim's seal and seat at the council. And I honestly, that's about as much as I can remember right now. I'm struggling so hard.
You got laser focus on today's battle. Yeah, everyone, welcome back to the Almost Heroes stream, a mostly actual play 5th edition D&D adventure. We left off with you essentially walking into the ring in the center of, you can see on the map here, it's actually directly north of one, kind of in the middle of this dirt pathway. People are surrounding them in this kind of like large oval, think like a mosh pit at a concert. Mm-hmm. And you've just walked into the ring against Sigrit, who is wearing this dark steel armor with these spikes coming off of it everywhere, fully plated up, and then is wielding two morning stars, which are essentially kind of like flails with these big blades on them. Think the Wraith King from Lord of the Rings, and she's wielding two of those. And that is where we are going to pick up episode 13, Heart of the Underdog. The crowd is absolutely going nuts right now, and you probably, like, I can imagine, Cosmo, that you're like, it's probably gone, like, it's quieted for you. Like, things have kind of like, you are focused 100% on this, and like things have kind of muted in your head, and you just hear like this kind of ringing. But you've essentially walked out in your father's ceremonial paladin armor with, you know, your shield and your war pick, and Sigrit is about 25 feet in front of you. And we can actually switch over to the astral map to give everyone a look at what this battlefield looks like.
So many things. I have two monitors and I'm still short space here. Well, that's it, my friends. We could probably even get a little bit closer.
Pretty simple. I wanted to give a plenty of room to move around so that we could do this. But yeah, so you can probably zoom out a little bit if you want. Give us a little bit more room. It's your call. But yeah, so you walk into this field, and Sigrit, spinning her morning star, kind of slams it into the ground, sinking it about halfway in, and looks over at you and goes, "All right, let's do this. So you're the one who claims to be Brongrim's successor. It's funny. Never heard of you before."
"And you, Sigrit, is it? You're the one that claims to have the blood of, Garn, is it? It's funny,
yeah.
I don't think it's in your blood, but we're gonna find out."
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's roll some initiative.
Let's.
Glenn is walking around asking anyone who's like, "Hey, who you got? I got 2-to-1 odds. We got the Underdog. He's a scrappy little fellow. I've seen him take a lot of hits. I assume he can probably deal some too. Anybody? Bets? And I'm just collecting bets."
Rangrim's just gonna reach over and grab his entire coin purse and throw it to you and say, "Putting all of it on our boy." And it's 393 gold.
It's real big. Anybody else want in on this action? We got a big pot going the way of the winner. Anybody?
Oh, do you want me to play as a?
You tell me if anybody wants to bet. Is this something that people bet on? The fate of their town?
Yeah. Let me do something here. Okay. I'm gonna say that you're able to get about 8 people that kind of come up to you, and I'll roll. Just roll 6. All right. You get essentially like an average of 2 gold each from them. So you're essentially like 16 gold you get from different people that are. I'll say that they kind of it's kind of split a little bit. We'll just do a split evenly, just to be fair, just to make it easy.
All right. And once I see them start to do their thing, buttons closed. Come meet me after the battle. We'll pay out our dues, and I start to walk away.
Nice. All right. Are we ready to do this, Cosmo?
I am ready. So I appreciate that. That gave me at least a couple of minutes to kind of like, and Cosmo just doesn't even hear it. Like, all he can see is just the dwarf in front of him, honestly. And so he doesn't even hear the betting going on. And since it's Cosmo's turn, the first thing that he's going to do is use his bonus objective to cast Vow of Enmity onto Sigrit, which gives me advantage on all of my attack rolls.
Oof.
The second thing I need from her is for her to make me a charisma saving throw.
Charisma saving throw. Okay. Please. All right, that's 18 plus 0. So 18.
All right, well that works. So nothing happens.
Okay.
And
what were you trying to do?
I was trying to cast Bane.
Okay, gotcha. So she feels like your magic like kind of ping off of her just doesn't take hold, and she just kind of smirks a little bit. You're gonna have to do better than that, little boy.
Come and get it, little girl. And that's his turn.
Okay. Well, she's gonna come get it. Absolutely. Sigrit's going to use her full movement to move directly up to you and is going to attack you. And I will roll another thing.
Right.
So many screens. Here we go. Wow, she rolls a strong 3 with that first one, and I doubt that anything added to that's going to help. So that's 10 total. So she's attacking you and with her flail, and she kind of wings it off of your shield with the first attack, and then she's going to spin around with the other one and come down with an offhand attack as well with her bonus attack. That is going to be a 20, a 13 plus 7.
13 plus, I'll allow it.
So that is I'm gonna roll on this side. All right. So that, since it's with their offhand, I don't believe I add any of the bonuses to it. It's just the straight dice roll, right? For the offhand?
Yeah, the offhand, you don't get your ability modifier.
Okay. So that is just a 7.
Okay, just 7 damage.
So she swings this thing, and the first one deflects off your shield, and then the other one kind of catches you, and it kind of catches you off the shoulder, and then kind of plinks off the side of your head, but is able to deflect off your helmet.
All right.
And it's your turn.
Into this image real quick.
If you want to start that music, Bobby, if you still have it queued up, cool. If not, totally fine.
No, I was gonna leave it off.
Okay. Sounds good. Easier for editing.
All right. So he catches that like hit, and he's just like, "Well, is that the best you got?" And then he like swings his war pick at her.
Okay.
And that is A 19.
Yes. So that is defo going to hit. It actually meets, but yes, it does hit. I'm gonna use a reaction. I'm gonna use parry. So you can roll your damage, but when you damage me with a melee attack, I can use my reaction to expend one superiority dice to reduce the damage by the number I roll on a d8 plus 3.
Battle Master Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
So it reduces it by 5.
Okay. So then you take So you take, it was 10 damage is what it was. So minus 5, and then you have to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Is it for the poison?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I have advantage on the save.
Yeah.
All right, I'll roll 2. Let's see. Whew, I need that advantage. So it's a Constitution saving throw, 15 plus 5. Oh no, 7. So 23.
I don't really remember necessarily what the save was. So would it
That
just?
saves.
Yeah, it's not 22.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't really remember what.
I think that saves.
That
Yeah.
probably about does it. So, okay. Okay. All right. That should. I don't think there was anything they wanted. No, that should do it. Cool.
Sweet. Okay, so I'm going to. She's just gonna swing down on you again. There's plenty more where that came from, and is going to actually try to swing directly at the war pick in your hand. Oh, I can't roll with. I need to roll in the Discord. Yes, 16 plus 7 for the hit, so that's a 23. And it's going to be a disarming strike. I'm going to need you to make a save.
Okay.
Those maneuvers, man.
I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw.
Checklist.
I got it. Saving throw. Okay. What happens here? Oh yeah. 22.
Damn it. Okay, so it still adds damage to the dice. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So actually, give me your input on this. So it's disarming strike says when you hit with a weapon attack, you can expend one superiority die to add it to the damage and to disarm the target if it fails a strength saving throw. So does it still do the extra damage? Just doesn't disarm?
It would still do the damage, just doesn't disarm.
Okay. Sounds good. Alright, so this is with the full attack too. So 5, and then the extra d8 is a 2, so that's 7. Plus 5, so that's a 12 damage as she catches you right in the she tries to knock your war pick out of your hand, and you're able to hold on to it, but it just smashes your into your forearm and does a good chunk of damage to you. And she is going to then roll with her offhand hit as well. Which is a 5, so the offhand hit goes flying, sailing right over your head.
Cool.
And it is your turn.
Right.
At this time, Glenn would start scaling the mine tower where they had the pyre before. He just starts kind of climbing to get a better view. Just sits down on the ledge and just is watching this fight. He's pulled out one of the DOS dogs that him and Ranger probably picked up by this time, just chomping on it.
Oh, I was gonna say, DOS is 110% like going through the crowd and is just like making fucking bank with DOS
Oh, yeah.
dogs right now. Just,
Get your DOS dogs here. DOS dogs here.
hey, not for nothing, but these are the best dogs to eat while you watch your friend die. So come and get them.
I specifically use Rangrim's gold to buy those DOS dogs.
Oh, come on now. I don't know if you'll allow it, but Rangrim's going to shout from the crowd, "Come on, me boy, you've got it!" and sneakily try and cast Healing Word on Kazmo.
Hell yeah! I was wondering if you're gonna do that. Yeah, just roll me a stealth. I think it's gonna be a pretty low check because you legitimately are using a verbal spell.
Yeah, it's mostly verbal. I'm doing the somatic stuff, like, yeah, like I'm cheerleading, but no one really knows it. I rolled a natural 19.
Oh
for
yeah, no,
myself, so
yeah, you absolutely pulled it off. And so, Kazmo, you feel this like just, I mean, you're probably pretty focused on what's going on, but you just suddenly feel a little bit better. Your head's not ringing as much, and your arm is not hurting as much.
and
Right.
that's 2d4 plus 4 because I cast it with a second level spell slot. So Cosmo, that is an additional. You gain 9 hit points from that.
Dope.
Nice.
Needed that. 9. Come on. Dang. Okay. Here we go. It's back over to Cosmo now.
Big money, big money. It's on Kazmo.
Come on, Sigrit. What do you think it's worth fighting for this? That is going to be a 30-20.
Nice.
Let me get my hit. Oh yeah, it's a dirty 21. All right.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
And that's going to be 9 damage plus a Constitution save throw.
Yeah. Let me roll that d20. So 9 damage for Sigrit. Nice, nice. And Constitution save and throw with advantage. So one of those is a 20. It's 13 plus 7.
Oh, okay. Then you don't have to roll. I don't think. It's fine.
That still would meet the save for the poison.
Okay. Did we look up what the save for the poison was? You're muted. Still muted.
I am?
There you are.
Oh, it's 13.
Oh, okay. It's not based on anything of my own?
No, it's just the drop poison itself.
Oh, okay.
But if it goes below, if the saving throw is below an 8, fails by 5 or more,
Okay.
they're immediately unconscious.
Got it. Okay.
Sleepy time.
Let's see. I wanna do.
What you got? What you got?
Trying to think of what else I got. I had all of my stuff prepared, and now I just feel like, what were all of the bonus action things that I wanted to do? Because that's really what I need.
So from the top of the tower, Glenn kind of spots Rangrim walking through the crowd. Just saw him like cheer him on. Yells out to Rangrim, "Rangrim! Hey, Rangrim!"
What?
Waves to him.
Hi.
What'd the cannibal do once he dumped his wife?
Oh my god.
I don't know. What?
You wiped his ass! And I cast Tasha City's Laughter on...
Oh my god, on Sigrit. Okay, what's the save? Or what do I need to roll?
Wisdom.
Wisdom saving throw?
A Wizzy
cool.
Dom.
Cool, guys. Woohoo! That's a 17 plus 2.
Yeah, she's gonna go ahead and make that save.
Does she know you cast that?
I don't think so.
I'm just gonna roll a nice little perception check for her to see if she can tell. No, she rolled a 6. She doesn't know.
Right.
It doesn't say if it fails, they know.
Ooh, that was nasty.
That was
Might even say it was hideous.
somewhat. Like,
Oh man.
it was terribly hilarious.
All right, Cosmo, what are you doing?
That is all that he has.
Okay. I want to apologize in advance for this next turn because one thing that fighters have is something called action surge, which is nasty. So she's going to, the first thing she's going to do is attempt to do, using her first action, she's going to try to do it as a shove attack. So I'm rolling strength, athletics contested against your athletics.
Okay.
So I just rolled move this thing out of the way. There it is. A strong 23.
The 20.
Hashtag blessed.
Strong 23.
Too bad you didn't get her with that Bane.
I know. I believe it. Hashtag blessed. And it's a athletics check?
Athletics check, yeah.
Okay. It is... it's a 23.
It tied.
It's a tie.
So I think the tie goes to the attacker in that case.
I don't know. So...
I don't know if that ever happened.
Yeah, I don't know if it's ever happened, but essentially they usually like if you attack someone
Usually
and,
with meet or beat.
yeah. So shit. Yeah, so she you do your swipe down on her and she kind of takes advantage of you kind of swiping past and she kicks you right in the chest, sending you back on the ground 5 feet and you're prone on your back.
Okay.
It doesn't do any damage to you, I don't believe. I think it's just a shove. But she's going to use her action surge, and she's going to come down on you with both of her maces.
Okay.
And she's going to have advantage on them.
Wait, if the contest results in a tie, the situation remains the same as it was before the contest. Thus,
Damn
one
it.
contestant might win the contest by default.
Okay, so nothing happens. So she kicks you in the chest, and you are able to just kind of like flex out of it. Which actually takes her by quite by surprise. She thought she was going to be able to like outstrength you, and so with that being done, she's just going to kind of, you can see her just get frustrated, and she just starts swinging these her morning stars at you. And I'm going to roll without advantage though, which is nice. 15 plus 7, so that's going to get you the first hand, and then the offhand is 19 plus 7.
Okay.
Dude, this bot is rolling so well.
Yeah, stop that. Did you make this one?
Both of those hit.
You, Avray?
Okay, so that first attack is going to be, it's not a disarming strike, so it doesn't get the extra damage, and I rolled a 1 for that. So the first hit is 6, and then the offhand is 4, so it's 10 damage total. As she clangs both of these morning stars off of you, and you're able to kind of like defend yourself a little bit, but they're like, you can feel your armor is just like, you're getting bludgeoned underneath this armor, and it's just like, you're gonna be a purple and like black mess tomorrow. Yeah. But that is her turn, and she also burnt her action surge, which means that she can't use it again. One time.
Right. So it's over to me then?
That is over to you. And she's burnt 2 of her superiority dice.
Sorry.
No, it's stressful. Definitely.
Dude, oh my god. Okay. So Cosmo is going to hold on one second. Right. Cosmo is going to just like, he's feeling that. He's just like, Sigrit, this definitely hurts. But I have you to know, I'll stand up for right even if it costs me everything. And he just like is gonna like swing forward at her with a 23.
Damn. Yeah, that definitely hits.
And that is going to be. You'd think I would remember all of these things.
She probably left herself quite open with these like morning stars, like as she swung them both at you, and they kind of like, she probably was open like this when you were able to like get a solid hit on her.
Yeah. Damage is going to be 14 damage. And then you need to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw.
At one.
One more again. Fucking nat 20. Holy shit.
I will gladly waste it on that.
I know for a fact someone's going to uninstall this. I didn't install this bot for rolling, I promise, but it's definitely going to be mystically uninstalled tomorrow. I have a feeling.
Crazy, it's just gone.
Weird.
Although you're lucky that wasn't her attack roll that got her.
That's what I'm saying. If I have to deal with a nat 20, I will take it on a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, it's weird. It just wasn't supported anymore, and it just doesn't work.
And
can you guys throw the Discord in the chat?
oh sure, it's either down below you or there's a button there, or you can go with that. Oh yeah, we are.
Boom, boom. There we go.
Boom boom, all of it. And that is it. Like Cosmo is still in this state of like he's taking all of this damage, but he is just like internally just praying to whatever power has given his hammer might, is gonna just be for him in this, like putting himself in between Sigrit and the refugees.
Yeah. No, I think that's great. Actually, do me a favor. Do me just do a religion check.
Sure. Better not be a damn nat 20.
Is it a nat 20?
No, it's a 17.
That's still really good. Yeah. I'll say that you do feel something. You don't know whether it's just the adrenaline going through you, but you feel like this it's almost like tingle of like when you put a battery on your tongue kind of thing, like that kind of like that kind of like there's something. So you feel like there's something that is like just, I don't know, something coursing kind of through you, and you don't know whether it's adrenaline or what, but there's
right.
like you feel like something has something's there. Okay, so Sigrit, unless Rangrim or Glenn want to do anything.
Mm-mm.
At this moment, we're still just kind of watching.
Okay.
Yeah, I would, or Glenn would go a little bit higher, just like to the, like kind of the top, and just wants the best possible view. He wants to see his boy just gank on her, just destroy her.
Actually, so if you're going to the very, very tippy top, you actually are like, there is the remnants of Brongrin's funeral pyre is up there. Just like the ashes and everything have been essentially cleared, but the top of this space is like, you've never been up to before, but it's like this. You can see that there is essentially like an area where there's like, it's blackened and burned on this kind of like old temple structure. But you're just kind of up there right where you saw that funeral pyre earlier in the day.
It's kind of fucked up, but is there anything shiny?
Roll me a perception real quick. Or investigation, whichever one.
I'm blessed, correct?
You is.
All blessed.
On the bless, but that is an 18.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say that you're able to scoop something up. We can I'll figure out what that is afterwards.
Not to get my sleeves dirty, I pick it up with my mage hand and kind of shake off some of the ash and bring it over.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say it's covered. It's like covered in some stuff, so you don't exactly know what it is yet. But yeah, we'll get back to that later. Sweet. So.
At least something good came out of Cosmo dying.
Yeah, it's good to know. Oh no, we lost Dan.
Oh no. And everything is all messed up.
Oh no.
Oh
goodness.
no.
Oh.
I don't even want to move you because as soon as he pops,
I know he's gonna pop back in. Yeah.
no, it's gonna reorganize it. Hold, please.
Please hold. But I wanted to be the Dugar cleric.
All right. Eat those DOS dogs.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
All right. Well, you're in the right spot. BK will shift over when he pops in.
Okay. All right. Sigrit is. She's very pissed. She's absolutely just. You have no right coming in here and trying to take over my family's company. Are you kidding me? And she's just getting fucking upset. The blood of Garn runs in our family's veins. You have no right. And she's going to roll to take you to Dunktown. 1 second. Please hold. Please hold for dunking. Fucking nat 20! Oh my god!
Okay.
Oh. Okay, so she's doing a disarming strike on you with this. So I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Okay.
Is he still blessed if Rangrim's not here?
Yeah.
I'm still blessed. That is a 20.
Yeah, you're able to hold on to your pickaxe when this comes in, and it catches you, or your war pick. It catches you in that same arm, and it just fucking hurts. Like your armor has like your gauntlets and your kind of like, they're not called pauldrons, I don't know what they are, called bracers, just like cave in and are now like pressing around your arm. On the inside of your forearm. So I only rolled a 2, so it's doubled to 4 and then plus 5. So that is only 10 damage.
Okay.
Wait, no, 9 damage. So it's 9 damage total for that. She's gonna roll to hit you with her offhand. And she rolled a 6. So she caves in your bracer, and then the other one goes deflecting harmlessly off of your shield in kind of her rage. And it is your turn.
Great. You see, as like he takes this hit again to his arm, and after she's just like, sorry, Cosmo would say, "You think I have no right, but you are a tyrant. You bring tyranny to this town, and you do not know what I stand for." And you see this like glow of like light come over his war pick, and he like slams it against his chest, and this like light wells up, and you see just like all of this strength come back to his body. And there's still a glow on his hammer. And for flavor, he's going to try and intimidate her with that.
Oh, sick. Nope.
I don't know what to roll for that, but
Well, intimidation. And then I'll roll, I guess? How do you contest that? Is it...
Yeah, charisma save.
Okay, charisma saving throw, which she is bad at. Very bad at. She rolls a 9. Plus 0.
Well, I rolled a 15. Well, after bonuses. It was intimidation?
Yep.
Oh, hell yeah.
I was gonna say, you're a charismatic young man and also terrifying, apparently.
Well, it was like most of it came from bonuses. I would say more than half. because it was 7 between my plus for my charisma is +4 and +3 for the bless. So.
Oh wow.
Nice.
So it's a 15.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so I'm gonna say that you have you're gonna have advantage on this attack because of that.
I have advantage on all my attacks.
Wait, what?
I have had advantage on all of my attacks the entire thing because of my vow of enmity that I did at the
nice.
very beginning. So do
Oh,
I?
rad. Okay. So I'll give her disadvantage on attacking you with her first attack next time.
Okay. I will take that. That is the end of his turn.
Okay. Are you posting your health? I guess it's not changing.
It's updating. I'm updating it in.
Yeah, it's not updating on the overlay. But
Oh, okay.
Not for me anyway, but it's all good. I can see. I know you've taken 29 damage at this point.
So I will say that I used in that moment, just so that you know what I did, I used my lay on hands there.
Okay, awesome. I'm trying to keep track of what your health points are at, so what are they at now?
They are at 42.
Okay, you went all the way back to up almost. How much did you heal? You were down
20.
29.
I
Nice.
got 20 points from lay on hands, plus
Right.
whatever points I got from his aid.
Right.
So I got 5
Right,
points
yeah,
from
you had
aid.
Temporary. Cool.
20 points from lay on hands, plus whatever his what did he use? Cure wounds or something?
Healing word.
Healing word.
Okay,
That gave
awesome.
me like 10.
Okay, sweet. I'm just gonna let you track them then. You said you're 42?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. Sweet. Rad. That is
9 points. Sounds right. It was like somewhere 9 or 10. It was something like that.
Yeah. Damn, that's sick. That's really, really cool. So yeah, you're 42 HP. That is very, very good. So it is her turn.
Yep. With her
Okay.
disadvantage attack.
Yes. So she's gonna roll with disadvantage for the first attack. That's a 3. So her first attack's defo not gonna hit.
Defo.
And so she's gonna roll 9. There's absolutely no way. It's 16. So she misses both of those attacks. And so she is. I mean, you can tell that your showmanship, or your show of strength and holy divine power has thrown her off guard. I mean, she's someone who is grown up around dwarves and paladins and things of that sort, but like she doesn't have magic, and so it is something that does intimidate her.
Yeah.
Because it is, especially divine magic is rare these days, especially within dwarves. So, yeah, I'm gonna say it is your go.
All right. Oh shit. Oh, I did it.
Did you get a nat 20?
I did it. Okay. All right. So I was like, please for the RP, do it. Dan, you're back. Welcome
Perfect
back.
time to be back, Dan.
Dan, welcome back, friend. Let me fix
You
this.
just rolled a nat 20.
If you can hear us, but we're not sure yet. Back. Welcome back. Okay. So, this is gonna suck. So she is so intimidated now at this point, and the glowing hammer, he just like swings down with this glowy hammer, with his divine smite, which is why it's glowing.
She's absolutely going to use parry, by the way. So as you're swiping down on her, she swings her her Morningstar up and tries to like block it, but it just deflects off. But it kind of like absorbs some of the damage. So she's gonna minus 6 from that. Whatever you roll.
Okay. So I doubled the damage dice, or all of it.
Double just the dice.
That includes the Divine Smite dice.
Mm-hmm. I'm with it. So that is going to be 16 times 2 plus 4
36
minus what did you take off?
minus 6. So 30 damage total.
Fuck me. I'm gonna say that you come down with this hammer and this like it barrels through the center of her armor, and like you can tell that it pierces a hole and gets into the meat in her, like in the center of her chest, like, and you can feel like you crunch something. Her chest, like kind of right here, like that bone is been partially crushed as you, and she's like kind of stumbles back, and
She still owes me a con saving throw for my poison.
for sure she does. That is a fucking huge hit.
That was nasty. That is what we would call a whammy.
A whammy, just a little whammy. This is not going her way. Well, she is able to save against even without her
That's fine.
advantage, because it's a 19. So plus 7, so that's 26.
26 to save.
Against the
I'll allow it.
the poison.
Yeah, a little bit of a save.
She's been nailing those fucking saves.
That's fine. And
yeah, so
I nail her and I pull it off and I say, Sigrit, you can end this whenever you'd so choose.
she is going to just spit blood right in your face.
Sick.
Fair enough.
And she's not going to say anything. She's just going to attack you if your turn is over.
That's all I got.
All right, let's see what happens.
Come on, bot.
She's gonna try to use her last disarming strike on you, which is gonna be 15 plus. So it's a 15 plus 7, so that's a 22 to hit.
22
so I
to
need you
hit.
to make a strength saving throw again.
Saving throw. Okay, one more time. Oh shit. Let's see, so the 17.
Yes, it does. It does save. So she hits you again, and this time like your bracer, it literally like one of the points from the Morningstar caves it in, and like you can see that it's like bent down into your forearm meat at this point. Like it's like metal is down in your forearm, but you're still able to hold on to your war pick and probably shaking a little bit. But she's gonna roll to hit you with her second attack as well. 17.
No.
Okay, so just the first damage then. But she gets the extra disarming strike as well. So it's gonna be 7 plus 1, 8 plus 5. So that is 13 damage.
13 damage. Okay.
And she misses you with that second hand attack.
Dang. Hold on one second.
At this point, Glenn's just sitting up at the top, and he's kind of like rifling his hands through the big old pile of gold that Rangram just gave him. He's kind of just doing like little coin tricks to himself to keep himself entertained. Just like keep the hands busy, idle hands, if you will.
Just like little flicks of gold
Flicking over him, yeah.
Down in the that everyone can see from down below.
Yeah, I can't compete with that. 15, 16, 19, 20, 20. What is this? Oh god, what is this bot? Truthfully,
If you start using it, it'll probably be really bad.
right?
Yeah.
That's the only
I'm
reason.
gonna do it that one.
It hasn't done a nat one yet. Knock on everything. Knock on the dungeons box.
Even put that out there.
That's all right. He said it. That's fine. It's gonna happen.
All right? Yeah, it's your go.
My go, huh? Pretty much that. There's not much left on my list, guys.
Yeah, my list is getting pretty empty.
It's gonna be two dwarfs swinging on each other.
Yeah.
We've
Just,
yeah.
Just sweaty, fucking bleeding everywhere. Ugh. Punching each other at the end.
Right.
Final episode of every anime you've ever seen.
Right. Okay. So she hits me with this disarm attack.
Sigrit's looking bad, by the way. I was gonna say, Sigrit, she's bloodied. She was bloodied when she got hit with that smite.
Yeah. And so Kazmo is going to swing, fighting through the pain. You can see the anguish of just pressing on. Okay. Should need that. Okay. So that is a 17 plus 1 plus 6. So the 24 to hit.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
Great. Oh, dope. So that is going to be 8 plus 4 is 12 damage.
How much damage?
12.
12? Yeah, you hit down on her, and it is, you're it seems like you are taking whatever, she is slowing down, and she is taking a lot more of this hit than she was before. And it just seems like the adrenaline, the pain of the hole in her chest now, you can tell it's starting to get to her, and it hurts, and she's starting to lose a little bit of steam, and the adrenaline's probably not pumping as hard as it was, and she's starting to feel that pain.
And you just you hear this follow through. And yeah, because Kazmo is definitely feeling that as well.
Yeah, she stumbles back from that hit, and then just comes back at you, swinging with both of her Morning Stars again, and she's gonna go for another round of hits. Rolls a 4 and a 9, misses with both of them, and she just you can tell that she is just fatigued, and her body is starting to give out on her as she's swinging down, and she's these things go sailing so far wide that they're not even close to hitting you, and that's what happens.
Cosmo's starting to see that, and he's just it can end whenever you want, Sigrit. I can see you running out of steam. And he just he kind of follows through with her misses and just swings.
Okay, so yeah, roll your attack.
Okay. Let's see. So that is 17 plus 6. So, dude, Bless has saved my ass, constantly. No joke. Literally everything.
It's literally
What would it
just
normally
the
be?
best buff spell.
What would it normally be adding to it? How much, what would that have been otherwise?
It was a 13 plus 6.
Okay, gotcha. So that extra 4 on there, that's really nice. Yeah, so okay. So this is the hit, and I'm gonna let you describe this, but one thing happens as you go to hit. You feel that power that has been coming, you felt a little bit of it, that kind of spark you felt earlier when you kind of prayed to your whatever power is being given to you by this hammer. And you feel now as you're kind of telling this, you're feeling this person is, you're finally feeling the upper hand, and you're just wanting this thing to end, and you're swinging down on her, and you feel this light, this like power now comes out, and the entire thing sparks and starts like is surrounded in this like lightning, and this lightning's crackling off of it and like burning across the ground. And I want you to add an extra D8 to your damage.
Oh boy. Night, Sigrit. It's a night. There's 8, 11, 15.
That does it. How do you do this finishing blow on Sigrit?
I kind of like envision like Kazmo. I mean, like she just has like whiffed it with 2 of her things, and I just imagine like coming down like right on her chest, and it just like bam, and I really just see just like the energy just like coming out of her body, and it's like she just drops to her knees and like drops her weapons.
Yeah, are you, okay, one question. Are you going for a fatal blow, or are you going for non-lethal?
Non-lethal.
This is important. Okay, you're going for non-lethal. Okay, so you barrel this thing right into her chest, like right where like that kind of weak spot is, and you see the lightning just kind of hit her and expand throughout her armor, and like it just like she just like her hands go open, and like the morning stars fly out of her like drop to the ground, and she just drops to her knees and just like falls face first into the like dirt and just dust, and like the lightning kind of engrounds into the ground, and the lightning around your hammer, like it kind of sinks back into the hammer, and it is quiet. And then for a second, and then the crowd just goes fucking nuts.
And immediately, Kazmo just puts his hands up, like in a quieting motion. And he just
oh, hey, I think he's gonna say something. Oh, wow.
Then he turns back.
Hold on.
He turns back to Sigrit and he says, "Sigrit, what do you seek from this? Is this what you wanted?"
She does not answer you because she is 100% unconscious.
I feel like a borderline gladiator speech coming on. Are you not entertained?
Okay, so
Yeah.
she's unconscious?
Yes.
Okay, I missed so much of all of that because my connection has been trashed. I've been trying to fix that this entire time. That's amazing.
Kazmo just knocked out Sigrit.
I'm gonna do something here. Chat, you have 1 minute.
To be entertained.
Are you not entertained? Were you taking challengers in chat now?
Who will fight me next? I can't see anything. What happened in chat?
I mean, it's obvious my vote.
They're voting.
Oh shit.
Glenn feels away. Not a lot of people
Did you
are
put it up?
to Sigrit here.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, I can't see it.
5 for not live, 0 for live.
Oh, I need to I'm refreshing.
Yeah, refresh.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, 6 for not live. Oh no.
Oh, dude. There's none for live.
Ooh, she might have a chance.
Nope.
I don't know if there's enough there.
Oh, not live.
And he just
Murder.
okay. So he turns back to Sigrit and he says, "Sigrit, you say nothing, but this tyranny that you sought to bring on these people, the tyranny that you sought to bring ends today." And he just like whams her straight upside the head with his mallet. And I mean, I could roll for damage, but
You don't have to roll for it. I'll say that you hit her with this mallet. that with just like all the adrenaline and all the fury that you've had throughout this fight, and like, you know, your arm is bleeding and everything is terrible, and you cave her helmet in, and blood just starts literally coming out of, like, her face was down into the ground and you hit her right in the back of the head, and it just caves in, and then the pool of blood just starts kind of pooling out from around her faceplate that you can't see, but
like Cosmo, I think, knows, and he immediately just like drops his weapon and his shield and just like drops to his knees.
What's the crowd's reaction?
It goes quiet.
Perfect. You hear Glenn at the top going, "Woo!"
Mangrim is high
Like,
fiving
yeah.
anyone and like people that don't want it. He's
I'm
just like
throwing some popcorn all cheerfully, like, "Yeah, let's go!"
You see two people that you don't maybe not know who they are, but you see them kind of standing around the edge of the pit, and it's one of them is this really kind of like rotund dwarven figure who's kind of wearing like not armor, just kind of like normal garb, but they kind of have like a slightly cross-eyed look about them, and they the second that this happens, they start like kind of meaning like they're gonna run out there and like, no, Sigrit, and they and then you can see there's a kind of an elven figure that's kind of dirtier and scraggly, and he puts his hand on the dwarf's shoulders, and just kind of like the dwarf literally turns to him and just kind of starts like gives him a hug, and you can tell the dwarf is crying, and they kind of he leads him back out. The two of them like lead out of the crowd, through the crowd, just away from you towards
are they the Bizarro version of our party?
Yeah, that's what it is.
So Cosmo, like, would Cosmo have heard this?
I mean, I don't know. You're
Okay.
in the you're kind of have a lot of stuff going on. It's totally up to you whether you would focus in on this or not. There's a lot going on.
Okay. Just as kind of things stand, like Cosmo would kind of like pull himself together and stand up and just kind of shout, "Who will take her body?"
You actually see Chesk kind of push his way out of the crowd, and he's looking, never really given you this look before, and I don't think it's a look that you probably have seen very many times. It is someone who is absolutely appalled, and kind of like they misjudged you a little bit, in a way where it's not like they're angry, they're just like kind of surprised at what happened. And he kind of he doesn't say anything, but he arranges and kind of directs a couple people to collect up Sigrit, and he goes, it's Evan Chesk, and just goes, well, I guess you're the boss.
I guess so. Well, the first thing I would ask is that she fought to the very end. She was given the chance to stay her blade, and she chose not to up to the very end. And that is a dwarven's honor, to die that way, and we shall honor her life and her provide the same burial that we Sid Brongrim.
I'm not judging you, but I did misjudge you when we first met. I won't again.
Many did, but she made this choice, not me.
And he just kind of quietly goes along with them, and you can see them kind of, the crowd parts, and they make their way up into the Boulderfist compound, not directly up to the top, like not doing an immediate funeral pyre or anything like that, but into one of the lower chambers, probably where they would get it prepared to do so.
Cool.
And you're standing in the middle of this crowd of people, with a pretty large blood spot in the middle, you bleeding out of your arm and pretty wounded. and the crowd kind of slowly starts to depart. But it's still pretty quiet, kind of eerily so.
Right.
Lynn comes like bounding kind of through the group, like he was like hopping down off the tall pyre. He's like kind of hopping through the crowd, like making way. Gets up to him. Goes, Cosmo, that was a hell of a fight, man. Great job. That was a lot of fun. Just like pats him on the back real hardy.
I don't want to do that again.
Rangrim comes barreling out to like one side of him. It just like bear hugs him, like belly laughing, like, ah, my boy, you killed her. You did it right. Oh, where's the elf? Glenn, I think you owe me some gold.
Yeah, man. 2-1 odds on our boy Cosmo. Here you go. And I give him back the exact bag that he gave me. And I'm gonna just lie to his face that it was
And he's
a
just
bet the other way.
he's just tossing it. I can't read common, but it doesn't mean I can't do math.
Yeah, it was 2-1. Cosmo was the one. Sigrit was the underdog. We went over this.
Mm-mm.
Can I deception check to see if he?
I mean, yeah, sure, but I think that
I would
I
like
think
to deceive him.
I'm gonna give you disadvantage on this.
You think you're smarter than me, elf? This feels like 393 gold. And I tap myself on the forehead, and I'm
we
gonna
dwarves
give
know our
myself
treasure.
guidance and insight check them.
Oh, so good.
So is it a straight roll or no?
Does he?
No.
Is he still blessed?
Yeah, 100%. I'm blessed.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
it's-
I cast guidance on myself, so I drop concentration on the bless for the three of us and give myself guidance.
Okay. What'd you get?
That was only a 5 plus 6 for my guidance. I mean, plus 6 because that's just my thing. And plus another 4. So I got a 15.
I got
My
a
insight check.
16.
You bastard.
I'm sorry, champ, but you were pulling up daisies on this one.
Well, so it was 2-1. So that means you still owe me like 200 gold.
Do I? Yeah, it tracks.
Mhm.
And I give him the other. I give him the rest of the gold for mine.
I guess I could have had more people bet in. I didn't think about the fact that there's like 300 gold against like 16 gold or whatever, but it was also commoners, so they wouldn't have had that much gold.
No.
Wow, Rangram was going in deep for his boy. So I'm just going to keep this easy, and I'm going to put my gold at 596.
I thought you were gonna say 600.
So it is maybe 12:30 at this point, noon 30. What do you do? What do you all do?
Rangram is like elated, and the first thing he's trying to do is try and go buy Cosmo beers. Like, forget all the politics and everything of the moment. Rangram is, my boy, that was something special. All the mead you can drink on me, no questions. I still think the elf cheated me a bit, but I'll buy him a drink too.
Glenn just like looks really excited. It's like, yeah, man, I would not have battled that any other way. I'm impressed you didn't, need any kind of help, and you just kind of took that one literally in the chest a lot of the times. That was amazing to see. Let's go grab some drinks. Let's start walking over to the Matic.
I'll catch up with you. I'll be not long behind you.
Start walking over to the Matic.
Cosmo is just gonna linger a minute. And at this point, is the crowd pretty much dispersed?
Yeah, I'll say that you're pretty much there alone now.
Okay. And he just kind of out loud to himself is just like, and he kind of looks up at the sky and he's like, I hope I made you right and you're proud of me because I didn't know what to do, and but I fought for what was right, and I hope that stands true for you, whoever you are. And he just kind of like looks down at the dirt and the blood stain, and then just kind of walks over off to the mattock.
Yeah, so you get there and it is bumping. Like, people are fucking stoked on this battle that just happened. So it is packed. You're not able to get your like normal corner booth by yourself. Like, you're kind of squeezing in, and people, as you're walking in, like, there are people that are like slapping you on the back, like, that was the best battle ever. Oh my god! Like, I can't, like, they're not like, you can definitely tell that there are some people that are avoiding you. They're purposefully not coming up to you, but the ones that are coming up to you are really excited. It's kind of like this split where there are some of them that seem to really not be stoked on how that turned out. The Boulderfists have been essentially a stay fast in this town for a very long time, and you essentially just usurped them in a way. So it's pretty split, but some of them are pretty stoked on you and are buying what you're selling. So they I don't think Rangrim could buy your beers, but I think that about fucking 15-20 of the people probably will too.
Right. Well, they might feel like I usurped it, but I just stepped up to the plate and delivered.
No, yeah, you definitely fucking hit a homer on that one, that's for sure. Things are fucking bumping off in here. What are you all looking to do? I'll say that Madge, like, pretty quickly after you guys sit down, Madge sits down at the table too and is hanging out with you all.
Oh, Madge, you see this? You see my boy here? And he's like grabbing Kazmo by the head, who's probably still like uncomfortable that he just like murdered a woman in the street. And I'm just very aggressively just grabbing him by the head. He killed the shit out of me. You see that? And then I'm sliding tankards and tankards of Kazmo.
That was amazing fighting. That was I honestly didn't think you had that in you. You just really killer job. By the way, that bleeding arm thing you got going on there, that probably hurts, but that's some hardcore shit. We'll get that armor though. Just, it's on me. I'll get that thing all fixed up for you.
Right, well, thanks. Not quite sure how I feel about it. I think I was so caught up on the start I forgot about the end and wasn't sure how it would go down. But I appreciate the help on the armor, and I suspect Rangrim will help with the wrist. It'll be alright.
Anything I can to help.
Yeah, I mean, essentially at this point, the pauldron or the bracer is essentially still dented into your forearm, so the metal is literally bent into your forearm.
I suspect it to be somewhat of a shrapnel, basically embedded in it. And
yeah, it's kind of like if you poke a hole through poke a pencil into a tin can, it kind of bends inwards.
Mm-hmm. I suppose maybe I should get this off before it gets any worse. It kind of hurts a little bit. Should we, what do we want to do about this? You want to take it off here? Can I get it off?
Rangrim, can you do any of your cool Forge Cleric stuff on this, or do I need to get the pliers?
That's gonna take me at least an hour to mess with that. You probably should just get the pliers. It's gonna hurt a bit more, but I mean,
yeah, give him another one of those ales and maybe distract him for a second. And she pulls these pretty gnarly like forging tongs out of her back belt, and is like, you may not want to watch this. And she kind of grabs your forearm with her pretty big orc hands, just around it completely, and she digs them in there and is able to bend the metal up enough so that she's able to slide the bracer off of you. And I'm gonna say you take 2 more damage from that as
Fair.
as this thing slides off of you, and you can just see now. There's probably it probably went in about an inch. It's about an inch by an inch hole punched right into your in the middle of your forearm. This thing.
Kazmo is just drinking his meat.
the blood seep on, like, just drip onto the ground off your arm.
Mm-hmm.
She just like tucks it onto her, like sets the bracer down onto the table, and like, which is covered in blood on the inside and outside. It's just like, it's fucking sick. That's really cool. That's where just if you don't mind me asking, where this armor looks familiar. Are you? I don't know if we've ever talked about this before. Is this Golden Grim armor?
Well, you guessed it. It was my father's. He was a paladin in Golden Grim. Before we came here from New Order. And this is the first time we've worn it since he died.
I'm sorry to hear that, but that's a small world. I actually was kind of raised and taught the ways of forging over in New Order by the dwarves of Golden Grim. That's actually where this comes from, and she kind of like shrugs her metal arm and moves like that's a Warforged build arm. And I don't think today's the day, but I think that we have some stuff to talk about. That's really interesting. I'm happy to see this armor being used.
I recognize the Warforge. I was a wee dwarf when we came across, but I remember some things in the Warforges, and my father, he told me stories growing up about the dwarven city and being a
magical place, flying machines and just mechanical wonders. It's nothing I've never seen anything like it since, other than, of course, you know, the that monstrosity walking around Luther. But aside from that,
right? Yep. It's in my heart to visit it again to see what remains. I don't remember which, but one day maybe a pilgrimage of sorts.
Of course, that'd be fun. If I can tear myself away from the forge for a little while, that maybe that would be something to do. I've wanted to go back for a while, so.
Right. Well, now I have a town to look after, apparently.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's next? What's the big boss man? What are you gonna do now?
Well, I don't know. I think I might have to sleep on that one, but I speak with the rest of the council and see what we want to do to preserve Tin Town.
Yeah, I mean, you really helped out some people by, essentially, you can free all the people trapped in the Underdark if you want to now. They don't have to be down there anymore, which is, I mean, I don't know whether or not they'll stay here, but anything's better than down there, I would assume.
Yeah, I suspect. I've spent some time with the people down there, just with all of the attacks, and I suspect that'll likely be something I do, but we'll have to figure all of that out. There's a lot of complexities to it, and well, I've never run anything, and running a town seems a little complex right now.
Well, it seems like you. Well, I don't know how many friends you made within the company already, so within the mine. So if there's anyone left that's still on your team, I'm sure they can help guide you into whatever you need to do. I don't think it's just going to be completely on you.
Right, yep, I hope not. I'm gonna need some help, though. But I got me friends. And he just kind of nudges the guys.
Rangram, accepting the nudge, like very drunkenly, just like leans into Kazmo and like close talk,
He's got the close drunk talk.
like close drunk talks Cosmo, hand on his shoulders. Your father be proud boy, and he grabs his hand where the wound was, and he casts Cure Wounds, but intentionally leaves a scar on his arm. It's like, remember that boy, and like taps him on the head, and then like stumbles off into the distance and shouts Cosmo before as he's going back up to the bar to order more drinks.
Does the crowd react?
Oh yeah, the half of them, the ones that are really stoked on you and what you're doing, what you've done. You get a pretty lively cheer.
Good. I think I don't know. I kind of feel like I need to go find Chesk. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's probably like 1, 2 at this point after sitting there for a while. So in the afternoon. Yep.
And Cosmo would just kind of obviously Rangrim is just like a drunken mess, and he's just hey Glenn, I'm concerned I need to make some connections with the council quickly. Try not to let things fester. What do you suppose?
Hey man, I think your first point of contention that you ran into with the council you handled pretty well. If you keep going that way, you won't have much council to really deal with anyways. So
I'm not looking to kill anybody else.
Day is still young, my friend, and pats him on the back and says, "To Cosmo," and walks over to the group and starts drinking with Rangrim.
And thus the murder hobo story begins.
Yep.
Started with the lawful good one.
Oh,
Yep.
so
Now we
good.
just kill a bunch of people in his name.
Hail Cosmo! Dead. In the ceremonial head smashing that you have to do with a hammer.
Yep. It's canon.
Yes. So y'all are heading over to the Boulderfist Mining Company.
I am. I don't know if they are.
Rangram would be keeping a close eye on Cosmo and following him.
Yeah, Glenn's gonna follow Rangrim. Just keep drinking with him. Glenn's celebrating a gratuitously violent duel. He's getting shit faced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I would just kind of make my way over to the Boulderfist Mining Company then.
Yeah. So you kind of see as you're getting closer, you kind of see that Chesk is you can see him just kind of like standing up on maybe like the second tier, and he just kind of is looking out. There's no one around him or anything, but he's just kind of like looking out, and he sees you, and he just kind of starts walking towards you, and so you kind of meet him on that like lower tier there, just kind of to the north of the one on the map. So like just the first tier up from the street below.
Mm-hmm.
And just
well,
looks like you've been celebrating a little bit. That's seems like you've made some friends from today.
Some. I've certainly have made some. Me companions have certainly been celebrating me victory. I, on the other hand, am not quite sure how to feel about it just yet.
I can understand that. I don't know how to feel about it. Oh,
And Rangram hands him a tankard.
Rangrim, me. I'm full. I'm good. Thanks, friend.
Oh, no, that's for chaps.
he kind of just takes it and he's holding it and just goes, if there's a day, and he takes a drink of it.
You don't have to drink that, but if you feel like it, that's fine.
I feel like we have a lot of camaraderie to build after today. So, and to be honest, it's going to be a lot of me and you working together because Moken and Gorman both left and took their teams with them after the fight today.
They
So-
left.
After he says that, Glenn leans in real drunkly. He's like, you better make nice, or he's gonna smash your face, and just like falls over, kind of like on the ring. I was like,
Ragnar catches it a little bit. Hey, what he said?
I tried to leave them at the bar, but they just followed. I'm sorry, Chask.
to Kazmo.
Kazmo.
He holds his tankard up kind of half-heartedly, but he just seems like he's got a lot on his mind. But
Same.
yeah, Moken and Gorman, the two other team leads aside from Sigrit, took their closest, essentially, members of their teams and pieced out. So we have essentially, aside from just the normal day-to-day workers, the internal team has been essentially cut in half, and anyone that was working for Sigrid is also gone. So it wasn't an outright mutiny, but they left the town maybe an hour ago.
Well, that's hard. I truly hope to have the opportunity to pay my respects to them, and but if their allegiance lied with Sigrit, then I suppose it was right for them. But I still suppose we should. Did they take Sigrit's body?
No, Sigrid's body is still here. We're preparing it for funeral rites this coming dawn.
Right, that's good. That's what I would hope.
The bells will be tolling 2 days in a row, which is pretty unprecedented.
Right, but I suppose then on the other side of the coin, it's an opportunity to bring some fresh life to Tin Town when it was already so embedded in much of its history that was not good at times for many people.
I agree. I think that we can do some good things with this town, and I look forward to working with you and helping to make a better place. So we've talked about it before, but the only thing you have to do to essentially allow the refugees, the people living in the Underdark, in is to go down to them. Now that I don't know for sure, but I would assume that whatever magic binds people out of the other side of those walls, and is now probably bound you to this company and to the mine. So I would probably guess that if you go down there and you tell them that they can come up, they will be able to.
Right. And how do you suppose the town will take it?
I don't think there are as many hateful people in this town as maybe Brongrin and Sigrid would have led people to believe. But I think that's going to be something you're going to have to deal with when it happens. But it's up to you. I mean, don't let them up if you don't want to. You're welcome to chase them down. That's what Sigrid was planning on doing. It's your call.
Well, I think one thing I like to do, especially now, since it's apparently just you and I, is that as long as we're in agreement with it and you support it, then I reckon we might just do that. What do you think?
I think it's a start to a new chapter.
Agreed. And with Sigrid and then both the other captains with their teams leaving, they'll probably be happy to work for fair wages, and we'll need their help.
Well, after you then, I guess.
Well, one more thing. You've been here much longer than I, and I never really quite understood it. Excuse me, Coleman. What's the deal with the lack of allowing the Empire to be so involved here?
That was really just the control of the company of the Boulderfist mine here is just kind of always they didn't want to challenge the Boulderfist mine has been a staple in town for a long time, and I just feel like the Empire never felt like they needed to have a firmer foothold here. They never felt like it was something they had to do. So I would have assumed that, maybe in the future they could try to beef things up if they saw an opportunity, but to this point they haven't. So
Do we suspect that they can be trusted?
I mean, it's the Empire. I don't fucking trust them, but that's, there's good and bad and everything. And I think that if they have an opportunity, they'll take it. Either pragmatists, but let's just not give them an opportunity.
Right. Yep. I want just the good. I know that there will always be the good with the bad, but Constable Chev Hunter, who's been in our parts for some time, are you aware of him?
I've heard rumblings that there was some sort of higher ranking individual around town.
Right. Well, I've had quite a few interactions with the fellow, and seems like a good lad, and can likely be trusted, but to an extent with all things. And but all right, then we'll just continue to allow him place here. But just know that me and him we're on good terms.
I mean, I don't want to give you the wrong impression. The company is powerful here in town, but I mean, if the Empire wanted to, we still are within the Empire. So we don't want to step on any of their toes. And we wouldn't be able to get them out of town if we wanted to without having to fight them. And then they would absolutely grab a firmer hold here in town. So that's not something I want to do. I don't want to upset any of the balance.
Nope. Okay, good. Then I will maintain good relationship with the constable, and we will continue on in that.
Awesome.
Then
yeah. So
right.
I feel so bad, my boys. It's a solo show today.
Right? I know. I didn't want it to be that way, but
Nah, I ain't mad.
all right. Well then, I suppose that we should we go down and see the refugees then?
The whole time that's happening, because BK's not here, so I'm going to say it's canon. The whole time, because Rangrim and Glenn are drunk. Rangrim's just trying to get Glenn to smoke the cigarettes that Rangrim rolls up and like keeps in his beard. And he's like, "It's fine. It's not even a drug." And like Glenn is smoking it, but coughing his guts out.
Well,
and then we tricked you into smoking one of his boot cigarettes.
That's fine. I'm drunk. Probably do it in real life.
Well, Chesk, I think I better sleep on it. I would rather the town have an opportunity to honor Sigrit, even if many people didn't pay much respect to her and the Brungrims before I make too many dress changes. I already reckon that I've made some friends as just as equally as enemies. Based on what I saw and up at the medic, there are clearly some not happy that I won.
I can imagine.
So for now, we'll just allow this to lie low, and I'll bring them up when I'm ready.
Sounds good. You know where to find me.
Right, then I'll come finding you.
You just kind of like hands the tankard back to Rangrim. He downs it, hands the tankard back to Rangrim, and then kind of walks up the stairs and into kind of one of the higher tiers, not all the way up, not at the same tier that like the office, Brongrim's office was, which I guess is now your office, but it just kind of goes into one of the doors. And yeah, you all are sitting there up on this second level. It's about maybe 3 p.m, something like
that. These guys are drunk, are they?
But yeah, the day drinking took its toll.
Okay. Then I would like to go down and see Joro.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll say that, going down there, walking down into the mines, like no one really they all take notice of you. Everyone is working their daily shift. They're when you go past gate 3, which is the first gate into the mine, and approach gate 2, like everyone is kind of looking at you and they're not saying anything, and the gate opens as you're walking up to it.
Okay. And I just kind of look up to the guards and say, "Thanks, gentlemen," and just kind of move underneath, and I don't know.
Hell of a promotion.
Well, yep, a little bit more than I was expecting.
Man, last time I saw you in here, you were dragging a bunch of pickaxes or food from your mom down here. It's crazy.
Right.
Crazy world we live in.
Yep, certainly not how I expected things to land, but I'll try and do me good.
Yeah, so you go past gate 2 and you see they haven't fully repaired after that attack that destroyed gate 1, but they've been able to essentially mostly clear the rubble and reconstruct most of the structures more towards and around the farther side of the gate, away from the open, broken gate 1. And you don't see Joro right away. But you can see that there's like a luminescent light coming from the larger tent that he is normally in.
Okay. Do I see anybody around? Like, is there any refugees just like wandering?
Yeah, there's people around. They're just kind of looking around. They probably don't have any idea what happened. So
that's fine.
I don't think that the message comes this far. But yeah, you can see him kind of wandering around.
And I just kind of motion to somebody nearby and just, anybody seen Joro lately?
Yeah, and you actually see the gnome that you have interacted with a couple times, and I think he's over in his tent.
Right. Okay. And then I just wander over towards the light. I guess is the luminescent tent. Is that what we said?
Yeah, it's a larger one. I think that you've actually spoke with both Glenn. Actually, all of you have been here before. Glenn, you've been in this tent, and Rangram and Kazmo. When you came down here last time and talked to him, he wanted to speak to you in private and brought you into into his tent. It's like if you think about like a commander's tent, when you see like a military encampment, that's kind of what you think of.
Okay. And so I approach the tent and I see this glowing light coming out of like holes and stuff in or what?
Yeah, it's just like a luminescent, like kind of like a incandescent light.
Okay. And I kind of just like open it slowly and I just, hello, Joro, are you in there?
Yeah, you see him, his back is kind of to you, and he seems to be kind of like, you can see something in his hand, and then he kind of like, as he hears you come in, he kind of turns to you and he puts it back into this bag, and then puts the bag on his belt and goes, "Oh, hey, what's going on?
Everything okay in here, Joro? I seen a mighty
great.
I seen a mighty glow coming out. It seems kind of odd.
Oh, yeah, it's just the fungus we use for the lighting in here.
Can I roll for something?
Yeah, for sure. Roll investigation.
Okay. For perception?
Sure.
Cool. It's a 15.
Glenn, Rangram, are you going in there as well?
They're both muted.
Yeah, we would have been. I would have been following Cosmo just throughout this whole endeavor.
Yeah, same. Still drinking. Still just walking around. Hammered.
Just sipping his flaming lips.
Like we're noticeably drunk, but we're following Cosmo.
I don't know, if I'm smoking boot cigarettes, I'm on the mead by now.
He's like, we're definitely 1 or 2 constitution checks behind on that mead.
Oh, Glenn, actually, I think I owe you something. And he flips, he kind of flicks this, it's like this pretty large, like 1.5 inch gem that comes kind of flicking through the air at you. Kind of with, you can see it kind of in the pearl, like the luminescent mushroom lighting that's in this room. You can see it kind of like catches the light of it a little bit, and it's kind of just coming towards you in the air.
Try to catch it with my mage hand first.
Okay.
Just try to swoop it out of the sky. I imagine I have disadvantage because I'm hammered.
Rangram
Yes,
attempts to, but like he's like 3 feet wide.
He just sees something in the direct area coming towards him, and he's just like trying to catch it.
Well, rolled a 5, but sleight of hand +7, so 12.
Okay, I'll say it's you kind of fumble with it a little bit, but your mage hand is able to pull up to you this pretty large sapphire. It hasn't been like finalized or anything like that. You can tell it's like a rough cut, but
I would like hold it up, like I guess we're even, my buddy. And I put it in my pocket and just kind of like lean over and I was like, you got a, oh, I see it. And I just pull a cigarette out of his beard and I put it to my mouth and I light it.
Well,
Rangram laughs, falls on his ass on Juro's tent and does the exact same thing, pulls a cigarette out of his beard and lights it.
you have to excuse me, companions. It's been quite a day, and they are hell-bent on celebrating on me behalf.
Cosmo, Cosmo. And Rangram's just like chanting, singing like a nonsensical song that he's making up on the spot.
Glenn just giggling because I imagine the effects of whatever I'm smoking is taking effect.
Well, I'm glad to hear that it's been a good day. If you don't mind me asking, is there any news? Last time you were down here, you told us that Brongren was going to allow us to come to the surface. I haven't told anyone yet, but do we have any more news on that?
He's dead.
Well, hold on.
From the ground on his back.
He's dead.
I wanna like, he's so super dead. Like he was alive, and then
hold on.
Actually,
God.
Rangrim, well, someone he knows, we think he knows.
He like sits down on the bed and he's
dead.
just like head and hands like
Joro, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. These two is drunk. I do want to backstep on. I want to backstep onto. I want to backstep onto my insight.
Investigation?
Yeah.
Okay.
On a 15.
Yeah. What? How much was it?
15.
Okay. You walk into this tent and there are like in the corners of it, and you can tell like the lighting's probably because he's a drow and they like you don't want to have like torches lit. But it's like this bioluminescent mushroom that they seem to have been like picked and are kind of like setting up places around the room. And they're just like, there may be like 4 to 5 different spots, but that's kind of the light that you were seeing come out of it.
Okay. All right. Well, what, okay. Whoop. Fast forward. Great. Well, there's been a bit of a change of command, if you will, Joro. Yours truly is now, head of the Boulderfist Mining Company.
How? Okay.
That's... Yes, I know. Many questions.
Let's fill that in another time. So what does that mean for us?
Well, what that means is you guys will be coming to the surface.
He just kind of like you can tell like the same kind of relief that came over him before, but now it's even more of just like elation. And you can actually see like there's like definitely like a tear coming down out of his face. His kind of like he's like I don't think I've described him before, but he very handsome drow male that has like he doesn't have long hair. It's kind of like seems like it's kind of roughly cut, so it's shorter, but it's like still stark white. And just is this? You promise this is for sure?
I promise, it's for sure. But
Um, when can we make the announcement? Can I tell them? Can I tell everyone?
I believe you can, but it will not be today. It will be tomorrow. Given, in short, Sigrit, you know Sigrit.
I don't believe so.
That's all right.
Well, you'll never get to meet her. And I just like nudge Ray on the shoulder.
He's like on his back, just in Joro's tent, like trying to high five from wherever he is.
Connecting with the mage hand to help him out. I'm like across. Like I'm like, doop.
Well, I fought her to the death for control of the Boulderfist mining company about an hour and a half ago, as he looks down at his wrist with no watch.
It's quarter past a hair.
And
that time
that's amazing.
sundial.
and the city is in
Very grateful.
the city is in a bit of a, I wouldn't say turmoil, but I certainly have created some enemies as I've created some friends. And at dawn tomorrow, we celebrate her life. And one of the first things I will do as head will be to bring you and the rest of your refugees beyond this gate.
Well, I couldn't ask for better news. This is amazing. I'm really glad that you told me this, because these showed up in my tent right after you chased that assailant back down into the mines. And he takes the bag off of his belt and he puts it down and he reaches into it and pulls out a pretty large explosive that's about this big. This is a enchanted bag that is full of hundreds of these. And when I came back to my tent, it was here on my table.
I know what happened there, and I'm glad that I came here to tell you what was happening, because that bag there was delivered by the person that assassinated Brown Grim Boulderfist about this time yesterday.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. You
I
have my gratitude, and I don't want to be responsible for these. Please make sure that they're taken care of properly. I did think about using them. I'm not going to lie to you. That wall there means tyranny and control over everyone here. And to see it come down would be extremely happy. But to know that someone that is good is in charge of it now, and who will be coming up from the Underdark, and hopefully that it'll be free to do so, that no one will be ever in this position again. I think that standing as a symbol of protection against other things that come out of the Underdark, I'm okay with that.
right.
And he's actually gonna hand the bag to Glenn.
Glenn, like, once he notices that he's handing this bag of explosives, just starts to like put out the cigarette that he's smoking. He's like, shit. Grab it. It's like, I'll take good care of these. And he like rattles them. He, like, ties it to his hip.
Yeah, so it's a small like leather bag that's pretty small, leather satchel bag that is, when you move it around, it sounds like a fucking ship cargo container with things rattling around in it. Like it's way too echoingly loud for the size.
We appreciate the faith in us, Joro. Now that I've come out of a little bit of my drunken stupor and I feel like I'm starting to level out a little bit. Cosmo really did a powerful thing today. You should be very thankful, and told you we get you out of here within a week. Just one more day at least.
I think we can last one more day.
But I'd hate to bring you up too early and create turmoil for you and the rest of the refugees. I just I want it to be a good positioning, and I reckon that would be the best timing.
Glenn looks over to Rangrim and says, Rangrim, you're going to need to start sobering up and making some more of those goggles you got there, because there's going to be a lot of Underdog people going real blind in the sun.
Got you. And he takes the ones he has, and he breaks them in half, and he just puts it over his one good eye, and he's like, hey, someone else can have this one. And he just like throws it over his shoulder.
You got a monocle now.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh man. Hell yeah. I can't wait. We need to get characters drawn because I want that kind of art so bad.
Right.
Fucking you looking like Monopoly Man.
Oh yeah.
Here.
Oh yeah. But
yeah.
like
You
way cooler.
You can't get on Boardwalk. There's a Durgar price to pay.
Awesome. So yeah, I think we can wait till the morning. I don't think I'll probably wait to tell anyone. But I'll spread it around slowly. I'll tell them to get packed and get ready.
Right,
and
that's
we'll
good.
Be prepared. We'll be prepared for the morning.
Good.
I don't know what else I can say. And he just kind of he just puts a hand out to all of you in turn, and just kind of going around and just shaking all your hands, and just thanking you profusely for what you've done.
I know it's been a long road for you, Joro, but I appreciate your patience here, and I promise it'll be worth it.
Awesome. You guys taking off?
Yeah, I think that's it. I don't have anything else.
Yeah, wave them off and head back to Luther's Legends. Go sleep off this impending hangover.
You walk out of Joro's tent, and Rangrim, what is your passive perception? Or if you can just roll me a perception check, probably with disadvantage because of what's passive?
Because I'm drunk as shit. My passive perception is a 16.
Okay, that's great enough. You see over by the broken, shattered wall of Gate 1, you see this spectral, sparkling form that you've seen before, the same symbol or same figure that put that symbol of the eye on your hand. And as soon as you see it, your hand just like is absolutely burning. And it's just like you can see that the eye symbol. Wait, I guess I don't know. You still have it wrapped, don't you, or did you take it off?
So I still have it. I still have it wrapped with the red ribbon.
You can see coming through the wrappings is just like this brilliant, like burning hot light. And as you kind of like with your hand, Cosmo, I need you to make a it's intelligence saving throw.
Intelligence saving throw? Okay. That is a 12.
Okay. You feel like your head is splitting as a very similar feeling of like just pain splits your head, and you kind of fall to your knees as you are just immediately tumbling into this nightmare again that you've had, where you're just fighting in this tunnel, and these it's literally the same memory that you've had before of just like fighting in this tunnel, and then the world above you gets pulled down, and like you're crushed by rocks, and like you're just dying, feel like you're dying underneath this pile of rocks. And Glenn, you see as both of your friends like walk out of this, and neither of you can see this blue form. And Glenn, you look past Rangrim, who's grabbing his hand, and you see just this multitude of eyes and forms start walking out of the darkness towards the broken gateway at Gate 1. And Rangrim, you see that they're coming from behind the figure that is standing, that spectral figure. And that is where we're going to leave the session tonight.
Nice.
Oh, shit.
Well, they almost got out.